Okay, good day, sir. I am Irish Lydia from Group 2. And good morning, classmates. Today I will be discussing the market structures and determinants of market structure.
Okay, but before that, let's take a look at the learning objectives for this lesson. First, at the end of the lesson, you have to enumerate the features or characteristics of the different types of market organization and discuss the different determinants of market structure. Now, I will be showing you here two photos, okay, and I want you in your seats to share your insights and think of what the picture has shown, rather. In the first picture, you can see there that there are people buying goods, and you can see the products or fruits and vegetables, and we can say that they are in the market, okay, in the ordinary market here in the Philippines. And in the second picture, you can also see there that there are people buying goods, and we can say that they are in a grocery store. Now, let's define what is market. Okay, so market designates as any place where there is an interaction between buyers and sellers. Now, the prices of these goods and services are determined by the forces in the market. So this is where our market structure comes in, or the competitive environment wherein buyers and sellers deemed mutually beneficial. So as you can see in the picture I shown you, so we can say that the picture shows what is a market because there is an interaction between buyers and sellers. Now, let's take a look at the kinds of market structure. We have four. First, we have the perfect or pure competition. Second, we have the monopoly. Third, we have the monopolistic competition. And fourth, we have here the oligopoly. Okay, now, let's define them one by one. So in pure competition, this is a market situation where there is a large number of independent sellers offering identical products. Take note, identical products. While in pure monopoly, this is a market situation where there is only one seller, rather, or producer supplying unique goods and services. So unlike in pure competition, excuse me, in pure monopoly, there is a unique goods and services. Monopsony, it is a one buyer market situation. The next, we have here the monopolistic competition. It is a market situation where there is a relatively large number of small producers or suppliers selling similar products. And in oligopoly, this is a market situation where there are few firms offering standardized or differentiated goods and services. It includes a wide range of market structures than the other three market models. Oligopsony, it is a few buyer market situation. Now we all know the definition of the kinds of the market structure. Now, for further understanding, let's take a look at their characteristics. Starting off with the pure competition. Okay. In pure competition, there is a large number of independent sellers. The products are identical or homogeneous, and there is no non-price competition like advertising, sales, promotion, or packaging. Now, you might think now in your seats the examples of pure competition. Okay, so to continue, in pure competition, there is no single seller and no single buyer can influence the change in market price of a product. It is easy for new firms or sellers to enter the market and for existing firms or sellers to leave the market. So in pure competition, it is more theoretical than it is practical. But there are few examples in real-world markets that come about as close to pure competition as possible. So an example of markets that fit most of the attributes of pure competition is agriculture, since it does not take a large amount of resources to enter the market, and for the most part, the prices are controlled by consumer demand. So products like milk and potatoes don't differ all much between farmers, so it's very hard to differentiate product quality. Also, many vegetables and fruits can be grown indoors or outdoors and all over the world. So I can attest to this since I grew up in the province, and our products, we produce vegetables or fruits there, and the prices depends on the demand of the products. So it's as the law of demand states that it is inversely proportional. So if there are many demand, so the prices goes up. But if there is only low demand, so the prices goes down. So that is pure competition. Okay, now let's proceed to the characteristics of pure monopoly. So in pure monopoly, there is only one producer or seller. Excuse me. So products are unique in the sense that there are no good or close substitute available, and the monopolist makes the price. So it is also extremely difficult for new firms to enter the market, and there may be or no extensive advertising or sales promotion depending on the goods or services of the monopolist. Now, in the Philippines, Meralco Electric Company is a perfect example of monopoly. So they are the only supplier of electricity in the country, and Meralco is a major example for monopoly since consumers have no choice on who they want to provide service for their electricity. What happens is Meralco ends up charging whatever they want, and you can't do anything about it. And since if you complain or don't pay your bills, so they just cut your electricity. So that is a concrete example here in the Philippines. And as we can see that the past months, our bills of the electricity goes up, and we can do nothing about it. Okay, now let's proceed to the monopolistic competition. Okay, so in monopolistic competition, there is a large number of sellers acting independently. So entry of new firms in the market is relatively easy compared to the pure monopoly. Now, products also are differentiated, and there is a limited control of price. So there is an aggressive non-price competition in product quality, credit terms, services, locations, and physical appearance of the product. Now, the difference between a monopoly and a pure monopoly is that in monopoly, a monopolistic competition may exist in an industry with multiple suppliers of a product, whereas a pure monopoly, the producer or the supplier of a product can only be one. So pure monopolies are very rare in real life. For their existence, there are specific characteristics that they have to be met. Okay, that's it. Okay, now let's proceed to oligopoly. Okay. So in oligopoly, there are very few firms which dominate the market, and products are identical or differentiated. The entry of new competitors in the market is difficult, and there is a price agreement among the producers to promote their own economic interest. So there is a strong advertising among those who produce differentiated products like cars, cigarettes, and appliances. Now, the one example here in the Philippines is the oil industry, such as Caltex, Shell, Sea Oil, Petrol, whereby these businesses belonging in this particular industry are competitors to each other as sellers of oil, and they are only few of them because it is costly to build a business to that particular industry. So we can also observe their advertisements on television, but not that much as compared to those businesses here in the Philippines, which are in monopolistic competition. Also, the auto manufacturers can be an example as to motor vehicle assembly plants in the Philippines, like the Delta Motors Corporation, the Ford Motor Company Philippines, the Isuzu Philippines, Mitsubishi Motor Philippines, Nissan Motor Philippines. So these are the examples of an oligopoly. So they are only some of them who are offering the manufacturing service, and it is really hard for others to enter their market because of the fixed cost of automobile manufacturing is very high. Now let's proceed to the determinants of market structures. We have here four. First, we have the economic freedom, the government laws and policies, technology, the business policies, and practices. First, let's tackle about the government laws and policies. Okay, so I think my internet connection just uh, get a problem. So let's continue. Okay, okay. So I think my screen now is visible. So government laws and policies. So in some industries, the government controls the degree of competition in the interest of the economy and the consumers. So for instance, in certain industries like those which supply water and electricity, the government requires only one company for each product and service. So in the case of transportation and communication, the government may require only one or two firms to operate in certain regions of the country. So to prevent abuses of monopolistic firms, the government regulates their operations. So that is the rule of the government laws and policies. Okay. The second determinant we have here, the technology. Okay, so for quite some time, certain firms have enjoyed their business positions as monopolists. In fact, they have reaped great economic fortunes as the only suppliers of products which did not have competition. However, because of technology, good or better substitute have been developed, thus monopoly has been transformed into oligopoly, excuse me, or even monopolistic competition in some cases. So for example, the abaca fiber was once the pride of the Philippines. It was used for making quality papers, ropes, and fishing nets. But when synthetic fibers have appeared, abaca fiber has been given low market rating. So the appearance of plastic products have also destroyed not a few monopolistic firms. Furthermore, the discovery of better technology by some firms has driven away less efficient competitors, so that only very few have remained in the street. So that is the technology. Third, we have here the business policies and practices. So the presence of giant firms discourage the entry of new firms with little resources. And in some cases, the bigger firms resort to cutthroat competition, which is an unfair business practice to drive away their competitors. So there are only cases where existing big firms merge their resources to improve their shares in the market. Another strategy of big firms is to buy the resources of their competitors with attractive price, and that eliminates or reduces competition. Okay, lastly, we have here the economic freedom. The existence of economic freedom like the right to own private properties, the right to engage in any lawful business, and the right to accumulate income and other similar economic freedom associated with a free enterprise economy have somehow changed market structures. So in a free enterprise economy or competition economy, it is the survival of the fittest. The most efficient firms remain in business and they conquer their competitors and drive them out of the market. So naturally, firms which suffer from heavy losses leave the market, and this leads to monopoly or oligopoly. So during depressions or recessions, then efficient firms and those with little resources leave the market. Only the few big and efficient ones stay in the market. In the case of farm products like vegetables and fruits, it remains an almost pure competitive industry. So a single seller or few sellers have insignificant influence in both price and output of the industry. So these other shares in the total market supply are negligible since there are thousands of sellers selling the same products. The economic strength of few sellers can be not ignored, and there will be many competitors because it is very easy for them to enter the market. Okay. So that ends the determinants of the market structure. So to sum it all, the various market structures are presented by four basic market models, and these are theoretical frameworks for existing firms and industries in the real world. Such market models describe the characteristics of the various market structures. However, some enterprises do not exactly fit the characteristics of any of the market models. So in other words, the market models are not the complete replica of realities, but such market models are important because they help us understand the real world where the market system is the principal element of the economy. Okay, that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening and have a good day ahead.